Hey everybody, it's Perry. Happy Thursday, although it's raining here. Hopefully it's not raining too hard where you all are. We're supposed to get 2 to 4 inches of rain today. But the next 6 days will be sunny and cool, so I'm psyched for that. It's been well over a week. It's actually probably been 2 weeks since I made my last video, and I know a lot of you are wondering what's going on and what I decided to do. I actually decided to do the clinical study, and I ended up in a group that gets the chemotherapy treatment through IV, sorry. So I had an IV port put in my chest here on Tuesday. It was a day surgery thing, and yesterday was in fact my first day with chemotherapy. And it feels good to kind of have it all planned out, that I know what I'm doing. My part, the eating right, no sugar, nothing white, and you know, I already know that I'm healed before I'm healed. So I started. I went to the chemotherapy yesterday, and it was going fine. They gave me some. I'm just gonna, in case you guys are wondering what happens or how that goes. They gave me an IV of an anti-nausea, also steroids, and there was also some fluids to hydrate me. And then the first chemotherapy drug was called Taxol, and I think that's like a nickname for it. And normally that, you know, they give in a 30 minutes to give you the dose. And since it was my first time, they were going to do it in an hour and a half. And you might, if you've been on my profile page, a couple of people know that it didn't go perfectly well yesterday. After it started going in, I sat up, because they give you, you know, I'm in a nice comfortable chair, lounge chair, you know, my feet up, but I sat up and I said to Chris, something's not right. I felt like I couldn't breathe that well, and then I started getting back spasms up and down my spine, just, you know, not in any kind of order, and it was just crazy. And the nurse came over and she shut it off, and they gave me some more steroids and something else, and about 5-10 minutes it calmed down, and I was able to relax and sit back, and they gave me a little bit of a break, and then they came back and said, okay, now we're going to go even slower, real slow, even slower than that, to, you know, go to like a 2-hour thing. And so I was like, okay, all right, you know, you guys know what you're doing. And 10 minutes later, I sat up, and this time it was scary because I really knew that there was something wrong. I doubled over in pain in my stomach, and I immediately broke out into a sweat. I was soaking wet. I actually, to be honest, thought I peed myself. And I started heaving, dry heaves, and this felt like it went on for 20 minutes. I'm really not sure if it was 20 minutes, but they shut it off. They gave me some other, you know, anti-nausea, probably some more steroids, and it felt like it took a long time to get rid of the heaves, and I just actually put my head down and said, thank you God, thank you God, thank you God for my healing. And I actually felt a lot better after I did that, and calmed down. And the doctor came over, and you know, the nurses are great there. There's one nurse, she was rubbing my back the whole time and holding the basin in case I did. And the doctor came over and he said, Boggs, you're a 3%er. And if I had any good, I mean, my wits about me, I didn't feel so sick, I would have said a joke, because 3% in business is awesome, and I consider myself a 3%er in business. But in this instance, I was just like, figures, 3%. Anyhow, it got better, and they then diluted the rest of what I needed with something, and we did it again, and this time it was fine. I received it, took it in, and then, you know, after that I actually had another chemo drug called Carbo, and that was a 30-minute thing, and I had no problem with that. I was there all day from like 9 a.m. until, oh gosh, it was, I'm going to say it was like quarter to 4 we left, and Chris was, there the whole time, and I said to the nurses, so next week when I come in, because I go in now every Wednesday for treatment, they said, oh, you will not have a day like today again. We are armed and ready. We know what to do. So I was like really thankful for that. So basically today I feel really good. I felt so good this morning that there was an anti-nausea medicine I was supposed to take at breakfast that I had taken last night. There was only 3 days after chemotherapy you're supposed to take it. And I felt good, so I thought, well, gee, why should I take it? Well, my mother yelled at me and said, take it, you're supposed to take it. So I finally took it this afternoon, and now I've got a little nausea. Figures, right? So I just took they arm you with all this stuff. So I did set up that blog page, and now I can't remember where it is, so bear with me, because I will have a whole blog page for this, and different things I'll write on there. But I appreciate all the concern and all the prayers. You guys are the best. And I'm trying to think of what else. Everybody's been asking, how are you? And I really am doing good, so I feel good. I know I'm tipping my percentage to 100% of not returning because of what I'm doing on my part. It's not the status quo anymore. I'm not going to keep everything the same and eat the same, and it's totally different now. It's going to be a whole transformation in a lot of different ways. So, and there's some good coming from this. So I wanted to say hey and thank you. Thanks for the prayers. And if you think of me or anyone else that that's going through cancer or anything, just when you think of their name, just thank God for their healing as though it already was. Lift them up in prayer. And if there's anybody that you all have, family members or whatever, need some more prayer warriors, just write it on my profile page, and we'll get the word out. Because when more than one, or when at least 2 stand together, and there's a lot more than just 2 of us, they go up. And it'll never come back void. So anyways, I know that's deep. I love y'all. Thanks so much for being there, and I'll talk to you soon. And look for that blog. I'll get it right eventually. Bye-bye, everybody.